There are many children who are in pain and suffering, and we don't understand what is happening to them. Your child may be one of the millions who suffer from severe anxiety, OCD, ADHD, aggression, impulsivity, whatever label they have been given, and we have no way of explaining why this is happening to them. Perhaps we can't explain what is happening to your child because we're looking in the wrong places for answers. Perhaps the reason for your child's intense and strange behaviors have nothing to do with her mind and everything to do with the rest of her body. Take, for example, little Tristan. She is a 5-year-old little girl who is the sweetest kid until she started developing worsening anxiety, aggression, and impulsivity. It had gotten so bad that she was asked to leave her school. And one day, Tristan's issues became so intense that she tried to throw herself out of a moving car. She had seen 3 different child psychologists, and none of them knew what to do for her. Many people had told her parents that she was just a bad kid acting out, and they just needed to do a better job parenting her, or that their marital issues were the cause of her problems. Her parents got so desperate that they didn't know what to do, so they decided to put her on medications. They found the top psychiatrist in LA who even did genetic testing. Within 2 days, this little girl became crazy because of the medications that she was given, and she started chasing after her mom with a knife. These behaviors are not who Tristan was. Fortunately, we were able to heal her, and surprisingly, her healing had little to do with her mind. Sadly, Tristan's story is far more common than we realize. Chances are your child is one of the millions of Tristans in our country and around the world who suffer just like her, silently, quietly. You may have been told that your kid is just a bad kid. And sadly, your child is probably starting to believe that the behaviors are their fault. They're starting to believe that they are a bad kid. Except this is not the case. While these kids have all kinds of different labels, the one thing we don't realize is that your child may be having a physical problem driving his or her behaviors. He may be in pain, he may be suffering, and his behaviors are nothing more than an outward reflection of that internal pain. Imagine having a mild case of the flu and a bad hangover at the same time, except this is your experience every moment of every day of your life, as long as you can remember. Would you be happy, balanced, focused, or calm? Of course not. You too would be anxious, aggressive, or even autistic, but that is not who your child is. They are suffering, and I want to help you free them from this suffering. Sadly, in today's world, we refuse to acknowledge that there can be another reason for the suffering of the Tristans of the world. So we label them, we judge them, we blame them. We cause these children to grow into medicated adults who continue to be in pain with no self-esteem. Except there's another option. There is another way, and this requires a new paradigm, a new way of seeing the root cause, the source of your child's suffering. Of these items, which do you think was the cause of Tristan's strange behaviors? Chances are you thought of genetics, maybe even a nutritional deficiency. If you were very fancy, you may have even thought of a gut issue or a food intolerance. And that is what most people think. Tristan had black mold growing close to her bedroom. This mold was invisible and her parents had no idea it was there. Except the toxins that were released from this mold were literally causing her mind to go berserk. She was in pain and didn't feel well. Once Tristan and her family moved out of their home and we rebalanced her system, her behaviors all went away, and she became the sweet child she was before she got sick. It is time we move beyond the knee-jerk superficial approaches that focus on suppressing symptoms. It is time we start focusing on the root cause of your child's suffering and pain. After all, treating the root cause is always far more effective than trying to suppress the symptoms. And Wholistic Minds was created to help you do just this. Now, Tristan's case is actually pretty straightforward. She had one main trigger for her issues. And if all kids who behave like Tristan always had mold exposure, then our job would actually be quite straightforward and simple. Unfortunately, most kids do not have just one thing affecting them. They have multiple things going wrong at the same time. And this is often the reason why they are in so much pain and have such intense behavioral issues, because literally their entire systems are going haywire. Based on your child's life experiences and exposures, he can have any combination of issues that have come together in any way to specifically affect him. thus making your child's case completely unique and completely different from any other child, even if the external behaviors look exactly the same. Now, we live in a world where everyone believes their treatment is the best treatment. And I'm sure you visited many websites, read many books, even talked to many people, and each have tried to convince you that their solution is the best solution. Now, don't get me wrong, these people are not lying to you. Their treatments can be magical and extremely effective if it is perfectly matched to the child who needs it. This also means that treatments that work really well for one child can completely bomb and fail when it comes to your child. And this is why generic one-size-fits-all treatment models are totally ineffective. Your child's body is a miraculous and yet extremely complicated and interconnected system, where a problem in one area can easily cause an imbalance somewhere else. Until now, it has been impossible to understand this complex picture as it relates to your child. And this is why you have had such a hard time finding the right answers and treatments to help your child. Wholistic Minds does one thing. We take the very complex and make it simple for you, so all you have to do is focus on helping your child heal. To better understand how this picture comes together, I want you to meet little Sam, another real patient of mine whose identity has been changed to protect his privacy. Sam suffered from a host of different issues and was ultimately labeled as autistic. And his behaviors were so severe at home and at school that he actually was kicked out of 2 different schools. Despite receiving the best of care and a year of occupational therapy, Sam was not any better. We did testing and found issues in a host of different areas. And not only did we identify those issues, most importantly, we saw how they came together holistically to affect him and created a comprehensive treatment system to tailor to his needs. You see, Sam absolutely needed occupational therapy. It was critical for his healing, but his body was so weak, he was so toxic that he literally could not do the occupational therapy. And Sam is not alone. Chances are your child is one of the millions that are suffering just like him, and we're trying random treatments hoping that they stick and they work, and they don't. For Sam, through supplements, diet, plant mixtures, we actually healed his system from within and relieved him of that suffering and pain. We helped him feel well once again. His father's words? Like magic. Pretty much 3 months to the day later, Sam is a remarkably different child. He is calmer and more regulated. And most importantly, he is feeling good about himself once again. Once his pain was gone and he was in balance, the progress he made in occupational therapy in 2 to 3 months far surpassed what he was able to do in 1 year, because we were able to line up the treatments effectively in a way that worked for him. Now, you can spend endless hours researching these details and trying to find the needle in the haystack. Unfortunately, this may cause you to go into information overload and leave you in a state of confusion and frustration, a place that limits your ability to help your child. Please meet Alfred. Alfred is your intelligent personal guide who is there to help you at every step of your child's healing journey. He's able to take the complex and make it simple for you, so all you have to do is focus on helping your child heal. Alfred takes an extremely detailed history of your child, which can include over 300 data points to help determine what are the most likely causes of your child's suffering. Through this information, Alfred is able to fully understand your child's picture and understand how it comes together to cause them to suffer. Through this understanding, Alfred can also tell you exactly what steps to take in what order to get the best and most efficient healing outcome for your child. In addition to giving you information about the treatments, Alfred is able to guide you precisely to the areas in our library to look to find the answers you need to better understand the root causes of your child's suffering. We are here to make the very complex simple for you. So all you have to do is focus on helping your child heal as quickly and efficiently as possible. Visit wholisticminds.com and let's work together to break away from the old models of care that don't work. Together, we can step into the future that allows your child and millions like him or her to be free of pain, to be free of suffering, and to be able to live a healthy and love and joy-filled life that they deserve. Thank you so much for listening. This is Dr. K from Wholistic Minds.